Police, which had received quite a flack for its inability to nab the culprit in the infamous rape and murder case of Bhagirathi Bhatta, stormed into action by nabbing and making public Dinesh Bhatta, who, according to the police, confessed he was behind the gruesome act against the 17-year-old. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama, and these are the headlines of the hour. Vice President Nanda Bahadur Pun breaks silence on the dissolution of the lower house, calls it a wrong move that invited political crisis in the country. Dinesh Bhatta, arrested by Baitadi police in connection with the rape and murder of Bhagirathi Bhatta, confesses to the crime. The highly infectious strains of COVID, the South African and the Brazilian strains detected in India, a fresh set of travel guidelines issued. And Porto defeat Juventus 2-1 in the first leg match of Champions League pre-quarterfinals. Dortmund clinch a 3-2 victory over Sevilla. Vice President Nanda Bahadur Pun has expressed reservations against the dissolution of the lower house. This is the first time in almost 2 months' time that the Vice President expressed his thoughts on the controversial government move. Speaking at the 26th General Assembly of the Federation of Nepalese Journalists, Vice President Pun said the dissolution of the lower house had pushed the country into political peril. The Vice President refrained from taking any names but added that the division seen among the public regarding the dissolution was unfortunate and that the event had invited political and constitutional crisis in the nation. Vice President Pun mentioned of the stand taken by the civil society and former justices and said it was wrong of the government to dissolve the lower house. It may be recalled that the Vice President had boycotted the oath-taking ceremony of newly appointed officials at the constitutional bodies. Many had interpreted his absence at the ceremony as a form of expressing his grievance towards the government. Meanwhile, Information and Communications Minister Parvat Gurung informed that the government is planning to extend the renewal time of press identity cards of its journalists to 5 years. Likewise, Minister Gurung expressed reservations against the public criticism over the government preparation to reform social media use, saying that it had been wrongly interpreted. The Federation is preparing to hold elections for a new leadership and is gearing up to announce the election dates very soon. The police have arrested and made public a man identified as Dinesh Bhatta for the rape and killing of 17-year-old Bhagirathi Bhatta of Baitadi. Dinesh Bhatta, who was arrested on the 13th day of the incident, went to the same college with victim Bhagirathi Bhatta and was also her neighbor. Dinesh, in his statement, confessed that he pushed the victim from a small cliff and then raped her while she was in an injured state. The post-mortem report backs that the victim had been raped. 17-year-old Bhagirathi had gone missing on 3rd of February while returning home from her college. Local residents had discovered her body the next day in a nearby forest. Baitadi police claim all evidences prove Dinesh Bhatta was behind the crime. Sources say that the culprit had also joined the protest programs that were taken out, demanding for justice for the victim. The Nepal Oil Corporation has raised the prices for petroleum products for the second time this week. The new rates have been set at 114 rupees per litre for petrol, 97 rupees per litre for diesel and 67 rupees for aviation fuel. The corporation has said it revised the rates based on the Indian Oil Corporation price list. The corporation has reported of loss of 5.82 rupees per litre on petrol, 4.13 rupees per litre on diesel and 295 rupees per cylinder on cooking gas. The corporation has said its bi-monthly loss is of 860 million rupees. In our Public Voice segment, we asked women gathered for an event at Butwal what kind of difficulties do they face while engaging in social work. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
थाली के गर्न थाली कसको कुसँग जाँदै छ भन्ने कुरामै बढी चियो चर्चा हुने कामहरु चाहिँ हुँदा पनि महिलाहरु चाहिँ बाहिर निस्केर काम गर्न सामाजिक क्षेत्रमा काम गर्न हिचकिचाउने अवस्था चाहिँ छ।
महिलालाई हातमा समाएर तान्ने होइन कि खुट्टामा समाएर तल झार्ने प्रवृत्ति चाहिँ बढी हुन्छ।
पितृ सत्तात्मक सोच छ एउटा अर्थमा अलिक सहभागिता कम छ।
जति पुरुषहरूलाई सामाजिक क्षेत्रमा रातिमा पनि जाउँ भनेर हिँड्छन् त्यस्तै महिलाहरूलाई त्यो एउटा समस्या छ।
And it's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on the continuous hike in oil prices by Nepal Oil Corporation? Your options are A, expected from an independent organization, B, profit-oriented mentality, and C, unfair for consumers. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for the sports news. Armed Police Force Club have claimed their National Women's League title with 2 games still in hand. The title went to APF after second place 3-1 Army Club played a draw with Nepal Police Club. Army will end the season as runners-up. In the match held in Enfa ground in Sadobato, Poonam Jargai scored an own goal in the 17th minute to give police a 1-0 lead. Rashmi Kissing equalized for Army in the 55th minute. As both sides could not find the net, the match ended in a draw. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.